Hello, what's up? Ali here, sharing this latest development or progress for the PS4 and PS5 jailbreak. We will first read through the article in Wololo and we'll just provide the link on our description in case you want to check them yourself. And later we are going to provide our insight. Alright, so PS5 and PS4 new WebKit vulnerability seems to impact PS4 firmwares 8.0 to 10.01 and the PS5 1.0 to 6.50. So basically, that is the latest available firmware for both units as of January 15 or the day of this writing. So a new WebKit vulnerability was disclosed by Google's Project Zero team, although it's too early to say if this could be leveraged for a future exploit on on PlayStation consoles. Early reports seems to confirm both the PS4 and PS5 are impacted up to the latest firmwares. This still needs a further verification at this point. So PS5 and PS4 WebKit vulnerability. Google Project Zero team focused on zero-day vulnerabilities on tools with a larger audience. This includes WebKit, the web browser, and Gina used in a vast majority of web browsers nowadays, including the ones used on PS4 and PS5. WebKit vulnerabilities have been used in the past as an entry point for PS4 and PS5 exploits, including the recent PS5 hack. This new vulnerability was disclosed by Project Zero on 2023 or January 13th, that was the other day, and targets CSS functionality in WebKit with the use after free bug. So not sure this impacts PS4 and PS5 yet. Okay, so later we are going to check this on our PS4 running on the latest firmware. So WebKit CSS crossfade value crossfade change, the vulnerability apparently impacts PS4 10.01 and PS5 6.50. Zekok Zhao has asked people to test the vulnerability, and folks are reporting that it works, as the proof of concept, which can be found here, displays a number 1. Alright, so later we'll go ahead and check this on our own PS4. To be 100% transparent here, looking at the POC, I'm not entirely sure that showing 1 means a given browser is vulnerable. And I don't know that anybody's confirmed the expected behavior, so that will need to be double checked to be sure. There are cases where a given system or Chrome on Windows doesn't display anything, so at the very least, there seem to be some behavior or different behavior involved, which for the purpose of finding a vulnerability is a good sign. So you can test the vulnerability on your console by going through this address. Again, at this point, I'm not sure anybody has confirmed that 100% that displaying a 1 on the page is proof that the system is vulnerable. I'll update as soon as I have details on that. So if the vulnerability turns out to actually be something worth investigating, SG will be looking into it, according to Zekok Xiao. So details on the CSS crossfade value, crossfade change, WebKit vulnerability. Okay, so you will find more details on this article on the bottom part of this article. And you will find these from Wololo. In case there are some people that don't know yet, Wololo is one of the best source if you are following the developments of this jailbreak for the PS4 and PS5. Actually, almost on all modern consoles, Wololo is a good source. So before we provide our insights, let's just go ahead and check this on our PS4 first. So you can now go ahead and check this by going through this website. So right now we are going to test this on our PS4 running on the latest firmware. Alright, so right now we are going to test this on one of our primary PS4. And we're also going to use my active account with the PS Plus. So you'll see here we are on the latest firmware 10.01. Okay, so we can actually see we have the number 1 here. Okay, so this one or this number is just a proof of this whole WebKit exploit or this whole vulnerability. Before we get so much excited about this, though this is a working WebKit, and this is actually working on the latest firmware. But for a complete jailbreak, we need the Webkit exploit and the kernel exploit. So the Webkit exploit is the entry point for the kernel exploit, and the kernel exploit is the tools that we use to navigate through different tools for jailbreak. Though this is a big breakthrough, and having to get it to work on 10.01 is even a bigger news. But for us to be able to utilize this, we still need a working kernel exploit. So we'll have to wait for further developments, but you can go ahead and check this if you can access this host on your PS4. But again, don't get too excited first. We'll just continue on following all of this progress, and you can definitely make sure that you can check them on our channel. But if you are going to ask, when can we expect any further developments? The last working jailbreak was 9.0, and it was released December of 2020. So that is 2021. So that's more than a year already. But there is no actual season when a new jailbreak will come. We can only just wait for further developments, and as much as possible, if we can provide support to these developers, we can reach out to them. Any support can definitely help them continue their work, or at least avoid asking too much questions, because these developers are definitely doing what they can for this community. And one more thing, though this is working on 10.01, if you are on a lower firmware, say for example 9.60, and you are thinking of updating your unit to 10.01, so at least you can go online while waiting for further developments, expecting all things will be the same or on higher firmware, I definitely suggest against that, or don't do that. Always stay as low as possible. We can never tell where will a working kernel exploit be available. It can work on 9.50 or 9.60 or as high as 10.01. But one thing is for sure, you cannot have a sure and safe downgrade to any firmware. So keep it as low as possible. So when are we getting the next jailbreak? No one can really tell. Just have more patience. If you want to do something on your end, then we can definitely extend our help to these developers by sharing some donations, or just simply go buy disc. Use your PS4 by any means. It's still a PS4 with a bunch of great games, or just wait for their next developments. So this will be it. If you have any questions or concerns, or got anything to share regarding the matter, you can let me know on our comment section, and I will definitely address them. Again, this is Ali. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. Thank you so much, and I will definitely see you on the next one. Bye-bye.